All right, welcome back into Fantasy Radar. We're headed into week 8 in the National Football League. I'm Eric
Eight. Holy cow.
Castellano.
Do you believe this thing's almost halfway over?
It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Unbelievable. Seriously. I mean, it's flown by. I guess time goes by when your team just sucks. So, yeah.
And it's been 2 weeks in a row for me. I know it's not as bad as your
Oh, I know.
situation, but
I know. I know.
Anyway, I'm Eric Castellano. That's the fantasy guru, Chuck Lejsek. Welcome to Fantasy Radar on CIH Media. We had our bye week last week, Chuck. We're back now, though. We're ready.
Oh, my God. Bye-mageddon. Oh, my goodness. So it was Bye-mageddon for everything, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I barely survived. I actually, I had all three of my teams went under 100, and I went 2-1.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. It was really tough. At least three. I mean, in my major leagues, I should say. Yeah, it was a tough week, and that's the problem is when you draft it, especially when you have what were there 8 teams on a bye or something like that.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think 6, but yeah,
6 to 8. I mean, usually you're used to 4, but the 8, and don't forget the week 13 is going to have kind of another Bye-mageddon too, because you're going to go a couple weeks now between, and I know there's another big bye coming up in week 13 too, so you might want to start prepping for that. And I'll start. We can talk about that later.
I lost. I only have one team this year. I've controlled myself.
Good for you.
I lost 95 to 88.
Wow, that's frustrating.
Yeah, and the team I played forgot to switch out their kicker who was on a bye week. So but this is why you give the advice and not me.
Well, you know what? Let me start off with a piece of advice right here too. You got to be prepared for this too. I mean, you'd make your draft, but as you go through, you got to prepare for this stuff as well. I mean, obviously, I'm coming up on my other big week because it's a big Bears week. And then obviously there's some Vikings and I forget there's one other team that's also on a bye week that I have players on in my major league. And I'm already starting to pick up, like I picked up another defense, and I'll talk about the kickers later, but now's the time to make these small pickups. It really is in between these weeks where everybody's playing. And if you're not going to sacrifice too many points, now's the time, especially if you have a kicker or a defense that's coming up on bye. Yeah. There's plenty of defenses and kickers on the waiver wire. And we'll talk about that later. But, I mean, start with the small stuff. I mean, as you'll see as we're going through, you're not going to see like a game-changing player right now. But still, I mean, at least prepare for the future.